let's talk about the step-by-step process for post-construction cleanups for bathrooms specifically. All right, so if this is one of your first post-construction clients, congratulations. I'm sure you're excited, but probably also a little nervous. So what happens when you walk into this construction site and the washroom looks like this? What do? First thing to keep in mind, always work top to bottom. This is super important for any cleaning job, but especially when you're dealing with that fine dust that wants to fly all over the place. So the first approach is to eliminate as much of the heavy dust as possible. So there are two ways of doing this. One, you use a quality shop vac or a backpack vacuum that has the proper filters in place. Otherwise, that fine dust will clog up the machine, ruin the motor, and shoot that fine dust right out back. So make sure you got the proper equipment for that. So get yourself a proper vacuum, suck all that dust up. If there is a ton of dust on the floor, you can also use sweeping compounds. So sprinkle it all over the dust, and that way when you're sweeping, that fine dust doesn't fly all over the place again. So that is the first step, eliminating the big heavy dust and heavier debris. So if there's like chunks of drywall left over, that is the first step. The second step that you should follow once all that dust is eliminated and you're left with fine dust, before the washing process starts, start focusing on any adhesive, any cement that's stuck anywhere, any plaster, anything like that needs to be eliminated. So use a steam cleaner or a Goo Gone to eliminate any of that stuff, and maybe even a little scraper, but make sure you're careful not to scratch anything. But that should be the next step in the cleaning process. As I mentioned before, it's important to start top to bottom. So if you have a backpack vacuum, a shop vac, anything like that, again with the proper filters, start vacuuming the ceiling, light fixtures, and walls, bringing all that dust down. The majority will get sucked up into the vacuum, and some of the fine stuff will fall onto the ground, where then you can clean it up. So that is important, top to bottom. All right, now that you can breathe a little bit and a lot of the heavy dust is gone and your arms are tired from scraping off all that stuff that is left over and cleaning adhesive, now it is time to clean that fine dust that is just embedded everywhere. So what's the best approach? Take 2 buckets, one with warm water and dish soap, preferably something that's gentle, you don't want to mess anything up, and another bucket where you can just wring out the sponge or the microfiber cloth. Then make sure to thoroughly wash down everything, and I mean everything, because again, that fine dust will have settled and embedded. Make sure you wash everything down, and then when it's washed, it's time to buff everything out with a dry microfiber cloth. As far as the walls go, before you start the washing process, you might find that even after vacuuming, there is still dust on there. So take yourself a Swiffer, get a microfiber cloth to place on top of that. That way you don't have to overreach with your arms, and you can wipe the entire wall down and make it spotless. That way when the client goes and rubs their hand along the wall, they're not going to find any dust. All right, as you're making great progress, you might find that everything is starting to look great, but the stainless steel looks like crap. Maybe it looks like this. So what do? One of the best products I have found to date is Total Solutions. These are stainless steel wipes. If you use this product, your stainless steel will look fabulous. It'll look brand new again, and that is what you want. So make sure you use that. But of course, if regular dish soap and a microfiber cloth does the trick, just go with that. It saves you a ton of money. And now on to the wonderful floor. This is one of the most hated things about post-construction cleanups. So if you're fortunate enough to have a floor scrubbing machine, power to you, this job is gonna be fairly easy. If you are mopping, however, it's gonna take quite a few times of going over before that fine dust is gone. Of course, it depends on what type of flooring you're working on as well, right? So the next thing to look at is do a once over of the entire floor and then inspect it for imperfections. What do the grout lines look like? Is there anything still stuck? Maybe adhesive that hasn't been gotten down yet or anything like that? Is there fine residue left inside the grooves of the floor? Make sure to thoroughly inspect the entire floor. The important thing about mopping is, again, depending what floor you're using it on, make sure to use the proper mop system. You have to be able to thoroughly wring it out. It has to be a heavy mop so it can press down into the grooves and lift everything out. And for the love of God, make sure you're not mopping with hazy water. If you're doing that, guess what you're doing? You're taking dust and you're smearing it all over the floor. It's gonna look like absolute crap and the client is not gonna be happy. So make sure to wring out the mop bucket thoroughly and frequently. That is crucial. There you have it. I wish you the best of luck. And of course, if you need more help, I have tons of videos on different cleaning steps. So if you need extra help with other things, check out my other videos. And of course, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.